Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, we're back into Field of Glory 2 Medieval. We're playing the Storm of Arrows DLC, and even more specifically, the Battle of Crecy. And so we're in turn 8 here when I left you last time. And let's just kind of go down and look on the map. We are the English. We're up here on this kind of ridge or rise. It says we're about a height of about 100. Is that 100 meters? I'm going to say it's 100 meters. Okay. I'm not sure if we're on the metric system out here or not, or if we're doing English feet. It could be. Uh, well, I guess there weren't meters at this point at the Battle of Crecy. Okay, it's feet. Anyway, let's go out here and just look at all of our forces. I want to change some things up here. I think I'm probably being a little too passive, if I had to say so. And so, one thing I want to do is I want to take these bowmen and I'm going to set them. Well, can I do that though? Well, we moved some of these guys, unfortunately. Let's go grab our light bowmen, and I'm going to bring them around here. Ultimately, this forest is impassable for the French cavalry. And so having them just sit over here, yeah, we could ambush, but it doesn't look like the French are much inclined to come over here to our left flank. So let's get these guys over here where they could do something. Now, something I did want to point out that I hadn't really mentioned, I've just played the game so many times I kind of forget that if you haven't seen the game, you may not know this. Bowmen have full ammunition for 5 turns, okay? And so you can just sit on that. That doesn't mean it'll go away in exactly 5 turns. It means it'll go away if you've shot in 5 turns, right? What happens after that? Well, it's not like you're just completely out of ammunition then. What it turns to is low ammunition, which is essentially like half strength. Okay, so really, with when you have this many bowmen out here, I'm just going to keep on firing. If we pull back, I mean, this French cavalry will overwhelm us. So even if we're firing at only half strength, I think that makes a lot of sense to go ahead and continue doing that. I am going to turn these bowmen just ever so slightly because just to protect about anything trying to come around the edge here. I'm going to move these guys here and then eventually move these guys up. I'm also going to move these men at arms up, and I'm going to bring more things over. One thing we have here is we have some bowmen that aren't really participating in the fight yet, and we can't have that. We just can't have that. So let's actually go to the right flank, and we'll look at these hobblars. I'm going to pull these hobblars back, and I'm going to do the same with these hobblars. And then I've also got long bowmen here that we're going to want to eventually move up here. I want long bowmen in the village. Now these guys have been routed a little bit, so there's not a whole lot they can do. Um, okay, so if we're going to do that, these guys have already moved. These guys have already moved. We've already got that. These guys can turn around. And these guys cannot back up this turn. So let's just turn these guys around. And we're going to get them right up over in here in this area. We also have this group of hobblars. I'm going to do something here in a minute. So we'll move up there. This group I actually would like to get in here, but I think I'm going to set them down right here. And you may say, oh, wow, really? With bowmen. They're actually pretty dang good with their swords as well. So with that, we're just going to fire to the side there, do a 6 damage, and we auto break and route them. Now let's move these hobblars up. We can move these guys back, so we're going to fall back, and next turn we're going to try to fall this cannon back because I think we're about to get smoked with that cannon. These hobblars will turn this way, and we'll get these long bowmen moving up here, hobblars out. We'll try to get another group of longbow over here as well. Another thing I want to do then, we want to make sure we're using everything we can, right? I think I'm going to leave that as is. I'm going to leave these spearmen as is. But these longbow are kind of the ones I was talking about. We also have the king back here. We could back him up. We could also turn him. I think I'm going to turn him and leave him right here in the center and maybe start getting these guys moving this way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's turn these guys. And we'll also Let's do it this way. Let's back these guys up, and then we're going to get them moving left. And let's take the king and put him right down here, King Edward. These bowmen really should be behind these guys. Now, we could scoot them up or we could scoot another group of them up. This spear, we need to get moving over here to the left flank. We just don't have enough on the left flank right now. And what I'm eventually going to do, and maybe I'll start to do it this turn, let's go ahead and get the Earl of Arundel moved down on this hill. Now, you may say you're moving down on the hill, right? Well, yeah, we're still going to have a height advantage. And so that's really what we need. If we allow them to get all the way up here, I'm afraid they're going to break through somewhere. So we're going to scoot this bow down and move this bow here or here behind this impediment and have these guys down on the ground. Now, as part of that, then, we're going to need to move these units around behind them. I like to always have two lines if we can. Now, see, I don't like this, where you've got foot behind the bow. And so, we've got bowmen here. We've got other bowmen, that we could move over. I think what we'll do is eventually back these guys up and maybe change places, but that's going to have to wait for a turn. All right, let's just go through and make sure we've moved everything. We could scoot these guys down. That's the Earl of Warwick. He is one of our sub-generals. Now, with sub-generals, you don't have to be quite as careful. You don't want the king dying. You want to always keep him, in command. The Black Prince is here. So we have the two sub-generals here and another one. Wow, we got a lot of generals in this one. Um, what does this attack look like? Nothing to do there. Can't move him yet. We've got Longbow there. I may move him down, move this over, move these guys over, but we'll deal with that next turn. But you always want, now see here, we could lock them into a battle, and we do quite well once we have them in the melee. It's the impact that's the problem, and I just don't want them to splinter. Well, they call it, routing or disorient or disruption. These guys are directly in front. Again, if you look at the prediction, win 1%, draw 43, lose 56 on that immediate impact, and then the melee is better after that. I'm going to cycle through that. Um, Here's another group, this Welsh spearmen that I wouldn't mind getting moving. Let's turn these guys. Yeah, let's do that. We'll turn them out here to the left flank as well. Just put them behind some stuff. Uh, Okay, and then I think we can eventually move these guys over here, the bow, and move these guys down. And so, we'll still have a height advantage, but I'm trying to get it. It's just like chess. You want to get all of your pieces into play if you can. The longer you sit around and they can't do anything, the worse off you are. Okay, I think we're going to end our turn there. Now that group dispersed. We're up to 7% of the French have fled. We've got a melee going on here. The French rally there. That group disperses. That's nice. Okay. We still haven't had anybody that's completely routed out here yet. Although this crew of longbowmen is not in great shape and they're getting hit from every side. 7-7. They actually hold on there, even on a very strong impact. Let's hope they don't get hit one more time, because if they don't, I think I can get this cannon out of here. I can back it up, which I probably should have done much earlier. I was hoping we could hold that position, but it's just too much. I mean, they're getting hit by three different cavalry groups there. You can see the crossbow starts to hit there for 3. We've got a melee again in this kind of central area. Those guys have held on like real troopers. Pun intended out there. Okay, it's our turn. Turn 9. Still 7-0. And let's do this. Let's start to get the Hobilars out of here as far as we can. We will back them up 1. All right, so they're going to fall back. They can't go any further. Yep, they can't go any further. We've got the bow here. We've got, what do we have here? Hobilars. I'm going to back them, get them out of here as well. Whoops. Actually, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to undo that move. just click on them like that. And I'm actually going to turn them. Can I turn them? No, I guess I can't get them turned. But these guys can turn, and that's going to be fine. So let's turn them this way. And then let's get this cannon back one. Fall back! We need this guy to get moving forward, but I think what we can do instead is bring these men-at-arms in here, and then we're holding right behind that. And then we'll move this up here. We've got longbowmen there, the hobilars out, and then we've got these longbowmen, and they're the guys I want to get up here to the front. So let's turn them. That's going to take up all of our movement points this time, but we're going to try to get right in there. We could also move these guys in there. Maybe that's what I'll do. Let's move them across, and then that way next time we can move these long bowmen right into town. I can zoom down here so we can see it all a little bit better. Okay, and so they use some of their AP. Can they fire on anybody? Yep, they get a turn and they can fire. So let's do that. Not much damage, but they're already on ammunition low. They've fired on 5 straight turns. Make sure we can't pull that back or move this forward. These guys, I think, will just kind of stay here. We've turned these guys around. Nothing to do there. These guys could move up into this area or into this area. Well, we've got hobilars coming around. So these are the Welsh spearmen. Let's move you. Hold on. Let's move you. We're going to have the hobilars there. That'd be 2 rows of them. I'm not always a huge fan of that. Let's move these guys right down in here, the spearmen. So we've got 2 rows. All right. Can we turn? No. We can fire with these guys. Now they got low ammunition, but they still do pack a punch. That was 23 there. We'll take that. We fired with them. So a lot of these we're going to have low ammunition. Do we still have a fire with the cannon? Nope. It took all of its AP just to move it. Spearmen we moved over, and now we get back into our bowman. We can't fire at any of, well, we can fire at this because he's not currently locked into a battle. Ammunition low, yes. Now, part of the reason you may say, why are you moving your long bowmen up? They're very good spear or sword fighters, and they're starting to get low on ammunition, all of them. This unit, I think he's got an enemy POA of 40%. I kind of want to go after him and lock him into battle here, but I just don't know that it's worth it. We've got the king here. We'll turn that. Okay, and then we've got these long bowmen that I'm trying to get over here to the left a little bit. Okay, we've got these spearmen. They need to move, a decent amount over here. Let's go here with you. Let's go here with... Nah, let's actually go down and around. The reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to put them on the hill right there, and I may eventually take the spearmen and change places with these guys or get them behind here, something. Um, let's see. It's the best way. Yeah, let's go after that guy right there. Fragmented. They auto broke. That takes us up to 9. And then maybe we may fragment these guys. 7. See, all of these are on ammunition low, so we're doing half damage. Let's hit this unit one more time. Boom. 17. These longbowmen we've turned. Gosh, maybe I should have them right here. I'll have to think about that one. We need something behind here, but now, so we've got uh, our men-at-arms here. They can start getting into this, but they've got such a big POA on us at the top. What I'm going to do instead is run these bowmen over here. They still have a little bit of a fire left, and they'll hit that for 8. And then I'm going to run these guys over here. And because they're on the hilltop above this, they can fire still. So they're over the top of these guys. You know, if we turn it around And we come down. You can see they're on the hilltop above. Now we got to get these guys turned a little bit. But these longbowmen, then, we could leave them there and take these short bowmen and bring them here. They don't have anything, they don't have enough AP to fire on anybody from there, unfortunately. Okay. I think that's starting to shape up a little bit better. I was starting to get concerned we weren't too deep in some places, and if you don't get too deep and they get some kind of cavalry breakthrough, you got a real problem. Um, this spear I may bring around here, they're already a little bit, they had to do a test. They got disrupted because they're unmaneuverable and we're probably maneuvering them a little too much. These guys, I may just switch places with these two next time and put the spearmen here or here potentially. Let's go ahead and fire there. They held firm, but 28 on that damage. You can see, you can start to wreck some things when you get that bow if they've got full ammunition. They did. Was that ammunition low when I fired that? Not sure. They're gonna stand pat. They're gonna stand pat. The spearmen obviously are. We're gonna turn some things next turn. These are our disrupted bowmen. I could move them back up here, but why take the chance? I'm going to move these other long bowmen up soon enough. Then I'll move them into the center of the village and maybe just put them on the edge. I don't want them super exposed. These Hobblears, they're fine right there. I could even put them here, but they're medium foot and they would potentially get disrupted. Um, it disorders others except Lightfoot. You see there, I'm hovering over the hex and it says it disorders others. So these Hobblears would get disordered if I moved them into that hex. Okay, we can fire there with that bow 15. We'll take that. Okay, we don't want to go charge anybody. If you looked at this, that actually doesn't look too bad. I'm tempted, but once you get him down here on flat ground, the French cavalry would swarm us. It's because his strength is really low in that group, I think. Okay, I think we're going to call that a turn. And let's see what the AI has in store. That group just dispersed. Now our long bowmen that are fighting with sword down here and getting hit from every angle. They're still holding firm, which is just incredible. I mean, they have been hit so many times, these guys. They will eventually break. They're shooting longbow into Crecy as he's trying to move up here and maybe try to get into town. We got to hurry up and get our bow over there. You can see it's getting to be a dirty battlefield out here. Looking good for now. I mean, we'll see. There's a lot of yin and yang on these battles, back and forth. You'll feel like you're way ahead, and all of a sudden, you're not. I was trying to think of a good word for that. You're just not. You can see we're in our flag is red here now. They're still holding on. I'd love you can't just switch places here, which makes sense, right? They're locked in battle. It'd be nice if you could blow the bugle, but they can't run back through those units, and so there's just nothing you can do about it. I've still got these Hobblear here, right? I do want to back them out, but I may wait a turn. So we're going to move our bow up. Let's get the tilt here a little bit different. I'm going to go kind of above, over the top. So our bow is here now. Let's start working on these guys. 31. You can still see we still had 5 turns of ammunition with them. With the Hobblears, they just get hit by the bow over and over, and I hate that. So I think I'm just going to leave them here, and if those crossbowmen do try to get into town, we'll do something about it then. Let's turn these longbowmen and try to get them out here to this edge of the village. I'm going to move these Hobblears up. Now we're 3 deep here, which I like. We could try to attack there, but I'm not going to. They have low ammunition, so they're essentially sword fighters at this point. Can I take these guys anywhere? No, not really. Too bad. When they flee, I'm going to move these men at arms down there, and maybe the Hobblear's over. The cannon, ammunition's low. We backed him up, and now it's appearing he can't fire up here. What is his range? I thought it was 4. No, it's 6. Oh, he's out of line of sight. That's why. He doesn't have any line of sight. That's because he's blocked right here. We're at the same height level. Well, I wanted to get him back here so he didn't get hurt. But now I see why he was on the edge of that ridge. Well, that was my bad. We'll fix that. I'm glad he's just not going to get destroyed, though. Okay. Let's get the longbow. They're low ammunition, but we'll fire away anyway. Again, I'd much prefer to have these guys up front, but that's just not the position we're in right now. Sometimes you got to put these guys, where you need to right at the very moment. The Hobblears up here, spear. I need to get these guys out and moving a little bit. Let's get them here. They can't turn yet. And then this spear. Hmm. I just really want to make sure we don't get flanked over here. So I'm going to move him over. We got a lot of strength on the left-hand side now, and in the middle, really. I mean, we've got a lot in both places. I'm going to start picking. Oh, these are French men-at-arms. They are dangerous. Let's start picking on them a little bit. They auto break. Thank goodness, because if they get into it with your longbowmen, they do a lot better job than the cavalry does. Did they break? No. Okay, we're ahead 12 to nothing here. Believe me, this is not an easy game. Right now, it looks like we're way ahead, but that's probably temporary. We're too deep there. All right, let's go out here to the side. We've got these longbowmen. They've got 2 more turns of ammunition. Let's turn and fire. Now, I hate to use one of our turns of ammunition on a half-see, but I think we had to. Their POA plus 56 again on the impact. These longbowmen. Oh, you know what? I'm going to bring the spear around to here. We can't turn them this turn. All right, let's turn here and fire. Boom. Held firm, but see, now we're up here on this nice little ridge and very well protected behind the men-at-arms. And this is how you start really doing your business. Okay, so that's good. These guys, it's light bow. I do want to turn them. Let's turn them first. They're fine. Again, I'm going to get these guys up and around and sit them down on this ridge. I would like this to go here, but can't really do it. We're too deep here. Can he turn? Does he need to turn? No. Okay. Got a lot more over here than we probably need. Our cannon's ammunition low, but I still wish I could shoot it. We got to, if we push forward at all, and we will, because these men-at-arms are going to have to come down here at some point. I think we fired everything. All right, let's turn the turn. Oh, I need to look at. Oh, we broke. We finally broke. Don't run that way, guys. Go to the back. And they just disperse. So we lose 4% there. It's now 12 to 4. Charge. French mounted men at arms are long bowmen. Oh, they just hit these long bowmen on a flank. So they routed. Well, they haven't dispersed yet. Don't disperse. Come back to town. Because you don't totally lose them. Okay, he is trying to move up here and surround these guys. Well, he flanked us, but now we're going to have him flanked. Oh, they got into us there. These French men at arms are tough. Now, he held firm there. See, I told you. It's now 12 to 7. Things can change very quickly in this one, certainly. Here comes the cavalry moving up. We still have him right here in the middle, which I like. His crossbowmen are still doing some damage to us. Uh, okay, they still routed. Now, they did get into the village, so that's good. Although, maybe I kind of wish they wouldn't have. But we can really hit this crossbowman group. Plus, on the ground, sword fighting, we are much better. Our longbowmen are much better than Genevieve's uh, crossbowmen. Okay, it's our turn again, turn 11. Let's start out this way, and we can fire here. Now, I will just say, if you're watching this first time, when you have ammunition, 5 rounds of it, generally speaking, you would want to be only shooting it at short range. The only reason I'm firing at long range, so half strength right now, is because the one thing we have out here really is bow, right? I mean, saving it doesn't make a lot of sense. We've got to fire it basically every damn turn. That's just, so just keep that in mind. That's why I'm doing it here. But if you play your own game and it's not the Battle of Crecy and you just have bow, you're going to probably want to save those 5 rounds of full ammunition for when they're within short range, if you can. I mean, that's not always possible, obviously. We don't have that line of sight there. We do have this group here. We could come up and start trying to flank, but that's going to draw a lot of interest. Let's put it together. Let's put it that way. POA modifier enemy unit says plus 56. Well, crap. Now he's very disjointed, but let's shoot our arrow first. You can see it's ammunition low, but we still do 23 damage. That's why I just keep firing away. And both of these groups up here are in really bad shape. We've just hit them over and over and over with bow, and we hit that again. Now we're only one deep there. I would ultimately like this group down in here, but we may get our chance. What is that? Oh yeah, these guys are starting to rout. May have to move this down here and move this there, or the other way. Okay, so they're in a dog fight here that's not to their advantage. We need to hit these men-at-arms or get after these men-at-arms the best we can because they will rip up our longbowmen, unfortunately. Let's actually turn there and fire. Maybe we can get rid of this unit. Nope, weren't able to do it. These spearmen, I said I was going to move them over. Now I think I may turn them this way. We're looking pretty good over here. I mean, we're not too deep here with the light longbowman, but I'm going to put the spear down here. So we'll only be one deep there. These bow have fired. Okay, we cannot hit the men-at-arms because they're locked in battle. Let's turn right there and hit these guys. Okay. This longbow. Oh, where am I going to get you in the action, my friend? Well, I wish I could move right down here, certainly. Let's turn this group, and maybe we will, although those guys are dangerous. Uh, let's turn you for now. I don't think I'm going to move any of that. It may be time to just go ahead and take the initial impact loss there, but I'm not going to do it yet. Rightio then. We've got this, and we would be hitting them from behind, or we could come over here. Still think I need to get into that a little bit. Uh, let's do this. Or we could fire at his crossbowmen, which continue to be a nuisance. Let's do that. All right, 9 points, not great. We can't fire there, but here we're going to finally attack on the ground, and we charge because we get a flank attack. He had turned, and now we've got him locked into mano e mano, and now the Hobilars, they're just going to stand here for now. They're eventually going to get attacked, you have to assume. Um, let's fire right here. Okay, 11. Now these crossbowmen, if you look, the impact is kind of a draw, but we can get after these guys on the ground, and that's what we want to do and keep them off there. So they take 10 and we take 8 on damage. Once these guys route out of here next time, we can get the Hobilars up here and really get them going as well. We have these longbow that we're going to bring around here. They're still disrupted. And then we have these Hobilars that I want to bring around, but where? Actually, I might put them here because were he to get into this hex, I'd want to be able to fight him from out of town. Okay, let's see. Oh, good. Okay, we can get the spear. No, that was the light bow. That's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. Click on that and undo. There we go. These guys can't turn yet. Hopefully next turn. Nope, nope. Looks good. In Crecy, these Hoblars, right. We want to keep these here and these here. Hoblars aren't great. I mean, we really don't. That's part of the reason I'm moving this here, and we have Longbow here, so I think we should be okay. All right, let's turn this turn. See what happens. The French foot arrive as he starts to get reinforcements. That's not what we wanted to see. Melee out here and we get hurt again. Those French men at arms, we need to pick them out when we see them coming up the battlefield and try to hit them with our bow. It's now 11-7. It goes full impact here. 7-8. So he attacks our long bowman with, what is that? Crossbowman. Okay. You want to play that game? We'll play. We got impact here on our longbowman, but again, we have, an advantage from the height, but he does 12 on the impact. He's always going to get us on the impact when he's got cavalry, right? I don't think that would surprise you. All right, just moving, moving, moving. Let's back up a little bit and see if these crossbowmen start to fire. Thought I saw some missiles across the battlefield there. Okay, there's the melee. These guys have just ripped us up. This time we took 12, he took 8. We're eventually going to lose that group. Now, this group we may be okay because we're much better against the cavalry. Now, this is just a wild scene in Crecy itself. Our group did rout out there. That's good. I wanted to get them out of there because they may rally. Then we had a group disperse. Still 11-7. Okay. And now it's our turn again. So these guys routed. There is a chance they will rally before they leave the map. Let's hope. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, down here we go. And you can see, he's almost into the village. Let's get the Hobilars up here and attack the crossbowmen. And we've got a huge advantage getting crossbowmen on the ground. This is how you want to use your Hobilars. And you can see they really got hurt there, 25. Now we have more crossbowmen against our longbowmen. Mm, we need to get turned there a little bit, but they're locked in battle with both. This is also crossbowmen. Let's lock up with those guys. Okay, they, 5 and 7, they did a little better on the impact than we would have hoped. And then let's move these Hobilars up. Now we could try this, but I'm not inclined to. Um, can we fire or can we see anybody with our cannon? Not yet. That's okay. Later on, we may be glad we've got those cannon points. This group, I may move down here, this men at arms, and then move the spear over and move this spear over, and so on and so forth. Um, because he would be right behind this. Although he has a height advantage, maybe we'll leave that alone. We don't get much of, we don't get an advantage in impact here, even though he's very low. What would we get over here? Yeah, let's just hang tight. We're in all right shape. There, let's keep that melee going. We have an advantage when we melee. 9 and 9. He may eventually try to get out of here. We're in pretty good shape right there. What is the men at arms? Nah, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that. This guy could get down here a little bit. Maybe then I could take this around with the king. Something to think about. We could also bring those spearmen back over here. As is, these men at arms are just hurting us right down here. These guys are eventually going to rout, and we've got to make sure that we've got spearmen ready to go. Let's hit there and try to get rid of this group at least. Try. All of these guys we should almost have broken. There we go. 13-7. I don't dare bring these long bowmen down there. They're just going to get ripped. I know they will. Let's see. That all looks okay. Let's start working on this group. Okay. Let's try to hit that group and really get rid of them. Couldn't do it. Now then, let's turn the spearmen and we'll get them on that hill upcoming. And then let's really try to have them disperse into the ground. Did we take them out? No, doesn't look like we did. All right, I mean, it's 13 to 7. Hopefully these guys will rout. If we get back down in here, Hobbler's in good shape there. These longbowmen I worry about. They've got an advantage, but he's going to have more coming. Let's see where else he has men at arms. Those are crossbowmen because these guys just tear up our longbow. We need to get this spear down here. I'm tempted next turn to back him up and get this spear down here, and then we can move them both forward after that. Because the spear will hang out a lot better, and you can see he's now just blasting away at us there. That group did disperse. So they're gone for good. He's now in big trouble right there with the crossbowman, as this is just hand to hand out in Crecy. Charges are men at arms. He's never going to have much luck there. We could scoot up and get into that hex. Now he's on the hill ledge, but he shouldn't have much luck there. He can do okay on the impact, and you see he'll do the impact and then not lock us in melee because he's obviously better on the impact. Now you can see him coming around to his right flank. He thinks he's got an advantage over here. We'll see if he does, actually. Now he's going to break that. Yeah, I was going to say, it's about time for those guys to break. Everybody around them holds firm. 8 to 7 there. Melee, now they got the worst of that melee. That's what I'm saying. Our longbowmen can fight with a sword. We don't have to be completely terrified of that. Enemy casualties 34 there. So, when we lock in on those crossbowmen, don't run off the map. Rally, my friends. It's 13 to 11 now. That's what I said. Things can change very quickly. All right, now that we ran those guys off with our Hobbler's, let's back our Hobbler's up. And anytime you back up like that, you have to pass a cohesion test. Now let's get into this hex with these long bowmen. Now they're not perfect. They're disrupted a little bit. But as long as they're here in the village, we got a decent chance of them doing okay. Now whoa, 48. They auto broke and made everybody test around them. They're gone. 15 to 11 now. And with these long bowmen, we're actually losing that. Oh, it's because it's our light longbowmen. Got it. Well, they're not nearly as good with the sword. Uh, we may actually want to back them up here, but I can't turn them around, unfortunately. Do we want to lock in here? Nah. Do we want to lock in there? Nah. We're fine there. All right, let's turn this a little bit. No, nothing there. Hobblars, no. Can't shoot. Damn it, I want to shoot my cannon. But we can't. Here we are locked in battle. We want to continue that melee because we have an advantage. 8 to 7. We've got spearmen behind. Here, nah, we're just going to leave that. Now we're allowing him to bunch up here a little bit by not attacking. I'm being somewhat cautious here. We should probably go ahead and take the impact score. Now here, wait a minute, let's look. If we get locked in here, oh, we're in good shape. Points of advantage. Let's just fire. 11. Okay. Now I'm going to move these crossbowmen down. And that's what I've been looking to try to do here. Let's move them. Can he not move? Oh, we can't move through that zone of control. My bad. We could turn him around, but we don't want to do that this turn. We could move. We can't move into that because of these guys are freaking everybody out. Stop freaking out! All right, well, let's just fire. Take out what we can with that. 10. And then we'll fire there. We'll fire there. You can see he's coming over to this flank, but we're fairly well covered. Once I move this up and move this here, again, we go to 2 deep, and you just want to keep doing that over and over. I'll let these guys just kind of sit here while we fire our arrows. 9. Okay, this again is light bow, and I think I'm going to change this. I'm going to back him up here. I'm going to move the spear here. Maybe I didn't want to do that. Ah, no, that's true. No, I want to keep the longbowman out here. So I will keep the light bow there. Uh, we're going to get a little, yeah, because see, I want the better sword fighters here, right? So we're going to move that up eventually. Okay, let's just cycle through really quickly, make sure there's nothing else I want to do. We're ahead 15 to 11. It's a good battle. I'm glad I cranked up the difficulty because it's going to make this a lot of fun. All right, let's end the turn. More French foot arrives. My God, how many reinforcements this guy have? Now we should do okay on that melee there, but the light long bowmen are getting hurt. Luckily, we have hobilars behind them. Hopefully, they just barely rout out. What do I mean by that? They rout, but they eventually rally as they run to the back. I mean, we have a lot of generals in the area. Now they've impacted up here on our light long bowmen again, but these are French men at arms. They are tough. We're going to have to try to hit them with everything we can. They've already mowed through one group of longbowmen. As you can see, he's starting to spread now. We had him all kind of bunched up here in the center. Held firm. Melee. Oh, those light bowmen are getting destroyed. They're now fragmented. Enemy casualties 17 here. We did very well there in that battle. Hold on, rally, guys. This group rallied. These are regular longbowmen. Okay, I'm glad we still have these hobilars here, certainly. Let's move the other group to the center of town, and then I'll turn them forward, and then that way they can go every direction. So this group of longbowmen rallied. That was very helpful, certainly. We hit there for 3. They could help here. They may eventually get charged, but let's help there because there we go. Okay, 35. That helps. Now these guys are in trouble, but maybe they won't take nearly as bad. You can't move them. I mean, once they're locked in battle like that, you can't get them out. All right, hobilars. This all looks fine. Men at arms, and nothing there. I say we're too deep here, but we're not really. Now we could move some of these hobilars over eventually. That looks good. Let's melee that. Breaks. Perfect. Now it's 16 to 11 as we break that group. Spearmen just hanging out. These Welsh spearmen, they like to take it easy. We could get these guys down and doing something, like a flank attack there, for instance. And then move the longbow here and move this over. I think that's what I'd rather do. All right, so, oh, he can't move past his damn zone of control. Gosh darn it. If we can ever get rid of this, and maybe we should start locking it into battle. He's got a lot of POA on us there. I mean, we do once we get the melee started, but I think I'm just going to leave that. Yeah. He's still got 5 turns of ammo left. These guys, I think we can completely destroy them. Let's try it. 3. No, didn't do it. Yeah, we're in a little trouble right there. We may have to lock in here. Oh gosh, these men at arms, they are badass. Can I get any spear down here? Hmm. Tell you what, I think I'm gonna lock in here. We're gonna take the initial hit. It's plus 56. Uh, Gosh darn it. I wish I would have gotten the spear down in here. We need to help these guys desperately. Let's just fire straight ahead there. 13. Um, uh, let's do this. Try to get rid of that group. They did break and rout. That's what we want to see. These guys, let's lock up there. It's time to lock in. We got to start getting on the ground here because those guys are going to tear us up. We took 13, they took 9. That's not terrible because now we're locked in with them. They get a lot better deal there. Now our spearmen are all the way over here. Let's fire there, 15. Let's fire there. Now, see, once we lock in, we can't fire our arrows at them, so always something to keep in mind. And let's bring this light bow back up. There we go. All right. Now they're disrupted. That's good. Okay, I mean, it's 18 to 11. I think we're doing okay. Let's make sure we don't see any arrows, meaning we really could start to get in a scrap here. I mean, we've certainly got a huge advantage on the melee. Uh, I'm going to start clearing some of this out. Well, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that for this turn. Okay, this melee continues, and it's a little better, 16 to 19, but man, that's not great. This melee, we finally broke there. Okay, so now it's 18-13. He got 2 points for our light longbowmen. They're each worth so many points. Now we had a group disperse there. That's always good because they can't rally. He's moving out to our left flank, which is smart. I mean, this is good. This is what you want to see out of the AI because I got a lot of bow over there, and I like to see the AI. Oh, he moved his crossbowman back up here. That's actually good for us because we can break that unit. And then his crossbowman there in the center did 20 damage. Okay, 18-13. We're holding our own a little bit there now. But our left flank is where we really got to pay attention. Oh, he got totally disrupted on that. He missed a dice roll or something because that really was a bad result for the AI. Melee. Now they took big damage against our longbowmen who got into them. Remember, we had our light longbowmen. Oh, they dispersed. I was really hoping they would rally. Maybe these guys will. We shall see. All right, it's our turn again. Now turn 15, and let's start with these guys. First of all, I was hoping this would Oh, they dispersed. Got it. Okay. Well, that's fine. Um, let's move our Hobblears up here and get into it with them. We've got a huge advantage there. Yeah, they'll break in a big hurry there. And then let's also hit them in there again with our longbowmen, and they break. Okay, so now it's 2013, and that's what you're always looking for. Routing, you want to, and then everything else has to do a cohesion test. Um, Tell you what, these guys, I'm just going to fire the arrows, and the reason being that they were disrupted just a few turns ago. All right, I'm going to move the Hobblears back over here into the middle of towns, and then we'll turn them next time so they can react to anything. Now, the AI has been very reluctant to charge up this hill through this into our Hobblears. He would probably still be smart to do it because they're not great. Our cannon still can't see over anything. We could back this up and back it around, but tell you what, I just don't want to lose it. So why keep now it's disrupted, of course, but why keep it up here? I'm just going to move it back here. Um, okay, here comes our arrow. 17 damage there. We'll take that. We still have not decided to get into it there. Welsh Spearman. Okay. Welsh Spearman there. Men at Arms. No. I'm going to just sit here. He outnumbers us with, what I would consider infantry type troops. So I'm not going to just go charging into him. That was for 7. Still got this bow that's not being used. I mean, I don't mind having one back here, I guess, in what I would call a reserve. Yeah, we got a problem there. But I think, what if we go here? No, we could fire arrow there. These guys, we have a distinct disadvantage there. The spear, I just can't allow this to get into the back. These French men at arms, they are really working us right now. All right, let's fire there. 13. Let's fire there. 11. Men at arms. I could turn and flank these guys. Um, Actually, I'm going to keep him turned this way. Don't have much of an advantage there. These men at arms, we got to watch out. He's trying to get around on our flank, obviously. Let's hit there. 10. Let's turn and fire. Let's turn here and fire, so we're starting to get more squared up on them. Spear, what would this look like? Not great. Okay, let's actually though, let's turn these guys because they're probably going to charge us straight on. All right, it's 20 to 13. I think I'm going to call this an episode and do a third one. I thought I could get this in two, but man, there's a lot going on here. Let's look at the casualties. For the French, 687 killed, 2087. We're at 285 and 877. So killed and wounded, pretty damn good. They've got 1787 currently routing. We're at 1049. We're ahead 20 to 13. The French have got 20% of their forces routing or have routed. Some of those may rally, but some of these are about ready to break as well. So we're not, look, I'd rather this be going a little better, I think, but I still think we're in pretty damn good shape. Till next time, Strategy Gaming Dojo. Have a great one. This one's out now. Storm of Arrows DLC, if you're interested. Have a great one. Adios.